Hello everybody. I have a Bleach discussion here, and I want to know what everybody's thoughts are about Ichigo being of the Shiba clan, and how do you think everybody in Soul Society is going to react once they find out that Ichigo is of the Shiba clan? Now, obviously, with we all now know that with the Sheen having to, basically give up his position and doing it for Masaki, and with that leaving the 10th Division, without their captain. At that point, yes, they had lost Kaien and Ishin, so that really hurt their house, their clan, and which made them fall and lose prestige. And it's kind of and just thinking about it, when you look at Byakuya Kuchiki and how he views nobility and nobles and everything, what do you think his reaction is going to be once he finds out that Ichigo is of the Shiba? And the same thing for Ukitake, because for the very first time everybody saw him, everybody was thinking of Kaien. And and I wonder. First of all, I wonder, do they know? Because I don't believe they do. But what do you think their reactions are going to be once they do find out that he is not only is that he's of the Shiba clan, but he is the son of Ishin Shiba, and I'm just going to go ahead and assume that there'll be an explanation, about what happened and why, he had to do what he had to do as far as Ishin goes. But and once they tie everything together, it's like, wow, okay, this makes sense. Because I'm pretty sure that people had thoughts. I don't know if Yamamoto knew. I'm pretty sure he had his thoughts about things, seeing with the use of the Getsuga Tensho. And you know, it's always a question about captains knowing other abilities and things like that, because that wasn't the primary, as far as we know, that wasn't the primary move Sheen used. It was his primary move was his fire type attacks when he released, Burn and Getsu. So it'll be very interesting to see, what the reaction will be to not only finding out that yes, he actually does have noble lineage in the Soul Society, but also the fact that Kaien is his cousin and Ishin is his father. You know what will what will everybody Toshiro, and we already know that Rangiku saw Ishin when after he finished his training in the Precipice World to learn the final Getsuga Tensho. And I wonder if Rangiku talked with Ishin, or I wonder how that went. If they've already had a discussion and they already know, or is everybody still in the dark? And also how that relates to the Shiba clan. Do you think that when it is found out that Ichigo is of the Shiba clan, that will raise their prestige back because of what he has done for Soul Society? You gotta think back, he saved Soul Society, and he's basically changed and helped change Soul Society as a whole, helped change the way of thinking, having them more open to things with, just from his actions alone. You gotta go back when Aizen basically took control and killed Central 46, and he controlled everything, and passing it off like it was their decision, saving, yeah, he had to break into Soul Society, but and he saved Rukia, which you have to know that when everybody did find out that yeah, that Aizen, found out the full extent that Aizen controlled, that he killed everybody in Central 46 and he controlled them, and and basically his manipulation, that you had to know that Byakuya was very appreciative that, that if he didn't do this, if Ichigo didn't succeed, they would have killed his sister for nothing, basically. And that would have been a messed up thing. Yamamoto, he would have had, fought his students and maybe had to kill both his students for no reason, So, and, just his actions, he never asked for anything, the only thing he wants to do is protect people. So, do you think that that will bring their house back into prominence, back into one of the big noble clans, and also with Ishin? Do you think that, well, no, Ishin is not going to go back to Soul Society. He has to raise his daughters now, but with obviously Ishin is going to help in some way. So with Ishin and Ichigo doing their part to help Soul Society during this Quincy invasion, how do you see the Shiba Clan prominence raising back up? Do you see them being one of the great houses again? What exactly do you see as far as the Shiba Clan is concerned? And I wonder what Ichigo thinks now that he knows that Ikaku and Ganju are his cousins. You have to figure out if they didn't know from the very beginning. They figured it out after a while and was like, because obviously they know now. That's kind of weird. I wonder what his reaction is going to be now that he knows, and now that we know why, Ikaku, I mean, yeah, why she missed him. She hadn't seen him in so long, and obviously both of them missed him, and it's like, yeah, because that's the cousin, and he does favor Cayenne. So, I just wonder how that whole family dynamic is going to work out, not only amongst themselves, but also as it pertains to the rest of the Soul Society. And will it help the Shiba Clan rise back up to prominence, or, will they just remain where they are? Because you have to look that they do a lot of stuff. I mean, they transport the Royal Guard back into the royal, back to the royal palace, to the royal realm. I mean, anybody just can't do that. So, that's pretty significant right there. So we see that the Shiba clan has, that they definitely have skills, and you know, I'm just wondering how far they will ride, whether or not in fact they will raise back up in status or remain exactly where they are. So if you have, any thoughts on that, or as well as any other thing pertaining to the Shiba clan and any kind of interesting dynamics, go ahead and please, share your thoughts, and feel free to share your thoughts and exactly what do you think of the Shiba clan and their role to come in the future as far as Soul Society is concerned. All right, that's all I have to say on this topic. Have a great day, everybody, and take care.